Beside still waters, beside still waters.
Well, welcome to today's meditation with Isaiah 55. We're here at St Andrews Cathedral, and there's a reason for that. We're looking at Isaiah 55 verse 4. It's not just that David has been made a witness to the peoples, but he's been made a ruler and commander of the peoples. Now, what does that mean, ruler and commander? Well, one of the reasons I came down to St Andrews Cathedral here is these cathedrals were built at the center of cities in Europe and in European colonies because God was deemed to be at the center. Christ was not an irrelevance. He was deemed to be the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, which is what he is. Now, I heard something today from the UK which was actually quite chilling. Penny Mordaunt, who's a Conservative MP, I'm not sure if she's still a government minister, but who had stood to be Conservative leader and could well have ended up being Conservative leader, has actually written to the Church of England and said that she hopes that they will do the right thing and promote and accept same-sex marriage. Now, what's wrong with that is the government telling the church what it should be doing. It's the government saying to Jesus Christ, you have to do what we want you to do. Your church has to be the way that we want you to be. And that's just an appalling way for things to be. But Jesus is the ruler and commander. And I think that is just phenomenally important. I like the threefold division of the offices of Christ, that he's prophet, that he's priest, and that he's king. And Christ is King of Kings. So in Isaiah 9, you get, unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders. The government will be upon his shoulders. So when we're talking about Christ, we're talking about being the ruler and commander of peoples. I think that's really important. Now, we're saying about David. David was a king, obviously. But David, as we saw yesterday, is just a type of Christ. He's pointing forward to Christ. Now, when Christ came into this world, he didn't obviously, see your king comes riding to you on a donkey. He didn't obviously have all the trappings of kingship and power and authority. Here we are in the city centre, as I said, and there are lots of trappings of wealth and power and authority. I was going to go up to the New South Wales Parliament building, but I thought the cathedral would be as good an example as any. But our politicians, our media, a lot of our church people don't recognize the lordship of Christ in that regard. Now, we're not arguing for a theocracy. That's not what we're saying. That's not what the Bible is saying. But what the Bible is saying is what Psalm 2 says to the kings and those who mock. Kiss the Son, lest you perish in his way. Jesus will come back as Lord and King. If I went around the side just now, you'll hear that noise. That is people protesting on behalf of Ukraine, and further along you'll see the Feng Shui protesters, and there's so much confusion and trouble in this world. I think it's wonderful that we can look upon Jesus as the ruler and commander. As a Christian, I've said Jesus is my Lord. I will obey the government because he tells me to, except when it goes against what he has to say. I will, there are so many authorities, if you like, that I will to some degree bow down to. But ultimately I'm set free because it's only Jesus who is my Lord, and he's the only one that I will bow to, and every Christian should be able to say that. So, I will love you and leave you from St Andrews Cathedral. Don't know where we'll be tomorrow, but Jesus, just think of him as the ruler and commander of the peoples. And I kind of want to go around to the people here and maybe find some way to do it and say, look, Jesus is Lord. He is your ruler and commander, and good idea for you to get to know him. May he be your Savior and Lord. So, God bless you. Today is Tuesday, so tomorrow, unsurprisingly, will be Wednesday, and hopefully I shall see you then. Bye.
Beside